Ah, is this the place? Let's have a look-see. This track is different, isn't it? Has this track always been... Yeah, it has, hasn't it? I remember hearing this track in this very visual novel, but it usually plays towards the end, doesn't it? Ooh, that's a nice acoustic sound. Playing a lot earlier though, isn't it? Yeah, trying to figure out the key there, but I think it's changing key. Remember that bloody freaking track that was playing a lot in the previous part? Like when I was like uploading the previous part, I was just like playing guitar along to it and figured out pretty much the entire melody. Actually, how did it go? That one. What key was it again? It was like C sharp or something like that. Yeah, I can't even remember how the melody goes, but next time I hear that song, if I remember to, I'll pick up my guitar for it. Anyways, oh yeah, Google Maps! Always! Google Maps! Hey, faces aren't blurred? Oh, I see why. It's because, like, this right here. It's not like Google that took the picture. It's not like Street View, this is different. Ooh. There's a boat crossing the river. There is no boat here, you'll be waiting a while, because it's gone over there. Look at the view. There's a bridge over there and a boat. Let's get that plot. Anyways, here, a boat leaves from here. Well, duh. I think, see, there's a wolf. You're right, and there are people lined up. Just like on the image, because it wasn't technically Street View, that was an actual photograph by someone that was actually in Japan, and from their name, obviously native to Japan. There's a sign too, 200 yen each way. Then this must be the place, but it's kind of run down. It says this is the last ferry in the city. There are enka songs based on this place. So it's a pretty important place, huh? Hope they never shut it down. Though I'm half afraid it'll break apart at any time. Oh, the boat is here. Is it like, because like in that image, that was clearly not a ferry boat. Huh? The boat is rowed by hands? Wait. Is it the same boat? I don't know much about boats. Just like, this whole thing reminds me of the one time in my life that I can recall ever being on a boat. And it certainly wasn't a rowing boat, that's for sure. And it was simply like, yes, the ferry's rowed. People used to row to get across the river. Well, I imagine that's why they do it then, isn't it? Keep traditions going. But the only boat I've ever been on wasn't a rowing boat, but it had a similar thing. It was essentially like, from one place to the next, just across, like, it wasn't a river, I don't think. But it didn't go far, it was just kind of back, and then back to where it started. Well, went to one location, the end, and then back. That's the only time I can recall ever being on a boat. I see, so it's the old style of crossing a river. This is my first time being on a boat rowed by hand. Me too, aren't you excited? Yeah, you bet. It looks like we can get on now. It's just like, yeah, you bet, the way I said it. Yeah, we're all enthusiasm in the world. It's like, oh, do I have to row with a boat? Wow, I'm getting really excited. Not sarcastic. CG, oh my god! Wow, the wind feels oh nice, this is great. Achievement unlocked. Nice boat. We're now so this makes me think of freaking school days, man, with that whole nice boat thing. That was a screwed up ending, that was. If you haven't seen School Days, it's kind of well, how to describe it. I don't know, I remember the first time I stumbled upon School Days, like when I first watched it. I think the only time I actually watched it, it's one of those animes that you'd only really watch once, I imagine. Because, like, the protagonist is a complete dickhead. And it's like, it makes no sense, really. But essentially, the ending is screwed up. Just like, it gave me the Higurashi kind of treatment a bit, it did. It's like, you look at it, it's like, oh, typical slice of life, right? Nope! You're gonna have a protagonist that sleeps with all the girls, literally, all the freaking girls, cheats on his girlfriend and all that, and then the ending is absolutely this, like, comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch? It's just messed up shit, man. But I think Higurashi has it beats in terms of, you know, overall being messed up, and Higurashi, I'd compare it with School Days, is a lot better plot-wise. I mean, it's better than just, like, having the protagonist just sleep for everyone, and that's pretty much the plot. Higurashi's a lot different. And we'll get to that, but after this LP, of course. But anyways, the wind feels so nice. This is great. It's all, well, actually, technically, this would be the second CG we've seen, isn't it? It's very tranquil. You almost forget that you're in Tokyo. Oh, but perhaps we're already in Chiba. Matsuro is on the other side of the river. Chiba, 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 Chiba. I mentioned that, didn't I? I think that's like, I don't know, maybe it was Kotagura where I first heard it out. Or maybe it's because, like, maybe one of the characters in Karano Shoujo, like, mentions a different character being in the Chiba area or something. Because on the map in Karano Shoujo and Karano Shoujo 2, it doesn't show that area. But I imagine that's because it's a bit further, it's like, further than Ueno, which is like the furthest it goes on the map in that. So that would make sense why it doesn't appear on it. But anyways, once we cross the river, we're out of Tokyo. People would cross this way. We're out of Tokyo. People would cross this way in the old days too, huh? You know what, Makoto? I thought we were supposed to be rowing this goddamn boat. What are you doing? It's so peaceful. Hey, there's a bird. If I look up, all I can see is the sky. I feel like I'm flying. Then a bird shits on him. Did Taro-san cross the river on this boat too? I read that the first movie starts with a scene of him coming home on this ferry. Really? Then we're riding the same boat Taro-san did. Wow. How old would the boat be? I mean, like, if the movies are like, had like 50 movies or more, then I imagine the series must have started a long time ago, unless like they like really did a marathon of filming. I don't know. You seem to really like Taro-san, Michael. Tora-san. That really does feel wonderful. Makoto's so pretty. If Tora-san were in my shoes, which girl would he fall in love with? Makoto or Akira? I don't know what to say, really. I don't know how this will turn out, honestly. If I'm gonna be picking the third location, then it's, well, like, I don't know which one is gonna end up with. But if it ends up Akira, that's 3 times in a row. Wait, what am I thinking about? What was that? No, nothing. I can't wait to see Tora-san. How badly? Giggle. Just like pause. I need to watch Tora-san and learn more about romance. But isn't the films all about him, like, helping out women, getting close to them, and then getting rejected in the end? I don't think that would really do well for your romance, man. The train back home. Hey, let's eat out for dinner tonight. Wait, how much was that? 26 pounds and 9 pence, 3,700 yen. Yes, D major. I figured that one out as well. I figured out like half the freaking tracks that's used in this visual novel at this point. Just pick up the guitar when editing and stuff and just figure out the melodies. Eat out? You mean like at a restaurant? Obviously. Did you think I was talking about eating a bento in a park at night? Bento, a single portion box lunch made at home or bought as takeout. My god, look at that difference. Like bento, a single portion box lunch made at home or bought as a takeout. In Japanese, o bento, shinkiri ne, wakate ranchi, bokusu ne, shushoku o tsumete mono, katai desu, kotomo araba o mise de konyo suru kotomo aru. Your pronunciation sucks, but isn't that a mouthful compared to how it is in English? You look at that. What surprised me is how quickly, like, someone who's, like, you know, fluently able to speak the language would read through that pretty quickly. It's ridiculous when you really think about it. But then again, it's the same with any language, isn't it? Like me, I'm talking right here, rambling on and on and on. It'd be difficult for someone who's not, you know, native English speaker and all. That's not their first language. They'd have trouble actually speaking this fluently. I know. Right, but why do you want to do that? Well, you did come all the way to Japan. You do want to eat at a specialty restaurant at least once, right? Well, I really like Akira's cooking, to be honest. Huh? Eh? I mean, it's really good. Cut it out. Stop joking around. There he is again. It's like, more? I wasn't joking around. Aki-chan gets so embarrassed when she's praised. I do not, I don't. Get embarrassed. Yeah, that's totally how she laughs. Anyway, what do you want to eat? If you've got something in mind, then hurry up and say it. Oh, what do I want? Sword on her, let me think. There are a lot of things I want to try. But I can probably get most of it from the Japanese restaurant back in my country. But I can probably get that's not correct. But anyways, back in my own country, I don't think I've ever seen a Japanese restaurant. Like, I've seen loads of Chinese restaurants, Indian, maybe Italian here and there, and maybe Turkish, I guess. Cantonese, I think it's called. I forget which country that's from. Is it Thailand? I don't really know. But I've seen that. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never been to one, honestly. The only restaurants like I've actually physically been to or ordered from, essentially, just be like, you know, kebab shops, pizza, stuff like that. Well, that's from the kebab shops and whatever. And then the Chinese. I've occasionally, on rare occasions, had Indian as well, but never had anything Japanese. Restaurant E. Now that I think about it, I get the feeling that the dinner Akira makes is close to what Japanese people actually eat every day. It's like, we'll just get like, I don't know. That's it. That's what I want. What's it? Do you decide what you want to eat? Yeah, I want to eat that. What's that? We've had pizza, and I'm pretty sure we've had sushi now that it's just like, seeing these lists kind of just brought back memories. I remember it being pizza the first time around. But if it's like pizza and Japanese pizza, but isn't it ends up being the same anyway though? And I remember sushi, I think, was in the other one. In the previous LP, the first one was pizza. So I don't know what Izakaya is. But since, like, that's the only option that I don't think I've chose before, because if I am thinking, regardless of which one of these I chose, it essentially ends up being the same, I think anyway, we'll go with this. Izakaya? Do you mean what I think you mean? Like, with alcohol and stuff? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, there were a bunch when we were walking through the city, right? I've been wanting to try one, even though I have no idea what one is. Izakaya, eh? Is that a problem? Well, you know, Izakaya is a place where you drink alcohol, and Aki-chan is... It's not a problem as long as I don't drink, right? That's true, and it is where he wants to do what he wants to do. So let's go to the Izakaya. Go the Izakaya. I don't know. Yatta! Yeah! There are many different kinds of Izakaya, so which kind would you prefer? Let's see. What about that one? I've seen that sign in a lot of places. That's a large chain restaurant. Are you sure? Yeah. Then let's go there. Irashaimasu! Yeah. Irashaimasu, a ritual greeting used by shopping players when a customer enters the store. Well, I imagine, yeah, like every one of them has to do that. It's like, no, okay, we're employing you, right? Or maybe he owns the store, even shopkeeper after all. I don't know, but it doesn't, the shopkeeper doesn't automatically mean they own the shop, but whatever. just like you don't really get that in the West, do you? Like you go into a shop, you don't get an instant welcome or anything like that, do you? No, they won't even acknowledge you're there half the time until you actually freaking buy something. They do have people that, like, in some stores walk around and just like, hey, are you looking for something? Do you need any help? But that's just like, not all stores have that. Wow! What's wrong? Well, they were just so loud. Their energetic hospitality is considered a selling point of Izakaya. Well, it wouldn't work out if someone had a headache. He'd be like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. How many of there are you? Well, that should be obvious. Free. Free. San Indes. Yes, San is free. I'm taking in free customers. If that guy appears again, I'm giving him the louder voice. Because the protagonist saying, man, this guy is loud. For a drink, is beer okay to start with? To start with? That's what everyone says when you go drinking in Japan. Beer to start with. Huh. Well then, beer to start with. Beer there. I'll have a long tea. Then I'll call the server. Excuse me. Oh wait, you don't have to call them here. Huh? I don't have to call them? What do you mean? Look, do you see this tablet? We can use it to place our order. Wow, they have a system like that? Of course, there are stores where you place your order directly with a server, but that's the way they do things here. You know, it makes me think, like, you know, with advancements in technology, stuff like this. I'm just like, reminds me when I went to oh no, it wasn't, what castle was it called? Oh man, what was it called? It was like the biggest, like, intact castle in Wales. Caerphilly, yeah, that was what it's called. It's like, you know, old castle, and that's the odd thing about castles nowadays is they're like remnants of the past, essentially, like hundreds, if not 1,000 years or more old, essentially, in age. And like, I can't remember when Caerphilly was built. Maybe it was like 11th, 12th century, something like that, I don't know. But it's quite old, obviously, hundreds of years. So you got this, and it's like with castles, they look really old, and they are very old, but then they're surrounded by like a city or a town or a village, and everything looks all modern, and then you got this freaking castle. But it's the point, like, in the castle they had like this one kind of tablet thing, where you just kind of like point on things and just like get more information on it. It's so surreal, isn't it, when you think about that? This old ass castle and you got technology, modern technology inside it. But I tell you what's not modern technology is the damn stairs. I mean, like, you know those stairs that go upwards in like a kind of lighthouse way where it's like kind of turns around? They have stairs like that. Man, they don't have railings or anything on it. Just like one wrong step and bam! Can't even begin to imagine what it must have been like back in its actual days when it was in use. Just be like, I got to alert the king! I must run up all these stairs haphazardly and falls down and everyone goes with him. It's like, the castle gets taken over. It's like, why didn't anyone inform me? The king just looks down the stairs. Oh, that's why. There's a big pile up of guards. It's like, who did this? The stairs, sir. We should have built more efficient stairs. I mean, your highness, sorry. I don't know. I don't even think that there was a king that actually, you know, like, castles don't necessarily, you know, have to be run by a king, do they? Anyways, so of course there are sorts where you place your orders directly with the server, but that's what the way they do things here. You want to check out the menu? Oh, sure. Arigato. Hey, isn't this menu a little too big? That's another Izakaya selling point. They have a broad menu with a lot of choices. Plus, everything has pictures and looks really delicious.
Lately there's been a rise in restaurants that charge 300 yen per dish. So you might want to try them when you're short on money and want some sake.
There are so many, I don't really know what to pick.
Oh, I'd like the karaage and some sashimi. I'll have a salad then decide. What about you?
I'll have no choices. Oh, Mr. Shimashita! Just beer hands! Yeah, that sounded odd, didn't it? I did say I was gonna do a louder voice though, so I know. Maybe you forgot. I almost forgot as well. Omatase shimashita, ritual phrase used by servers when bringing your food. The food in that little dish? Food in that little dish? Did you order that?
No, we didn't.
Then did the server get it wrong? We need to let him know.
Oh, it's okay. He didn't get it wrong.
It's one of those restaurants that is just like, no, here are like some stuff to get you started, free and all that. But
That's it. Izakaya, like this one. They give you something called otoshi.
Your pronunciation sucks. Otoshi?
Yes, it's a bit like a side dish. It's to accompany the drink until your food comes. They have that too, but it's not free, is it? Right, they add the otoshi onto the bill.
It's like, you think, oh, free food! No, that goes onto the bill as well. So they bring it without asking and then charge you?
It's a rather strange system, but it is the custom.
They bring you something you don't really want to eat and then charge you. How odd. Phew, I'm stuffed.
Well, were you satisfied with your first time at an izakaya?
Just like, oh man, I don't know how to word that. I just like was thinking just like, woo, I was stuffed as a freaking. But then I was like, how do I word it? I was like thinking like text. I mean, it's just like, I was trying to think of a joke mid-sentence and I failed. Just like compare that. That's how stuffed he is. Yeah, I like that there were so many different things to eat, and they were all off-screen as well. Japanese izakaya. They're so cheerful and fun.
Hey, Aki-chan, do you want to stop anywhere on the way home? I don't think so. I have all my shopping done. What about you?
Me? Not in that's it. I could use some money. Is there a bank or something nearby where I could make a withdrawal? Yeah, he really could, couldn't he? I remember he took out like... Wait. Total expenses? How the fuck? Didn't he only take out like 5,000 yen? How? How did you do that? You're overdrawn! Well, you're not even using the cards. There is not even that. How? Where did you get this extra bit of money? Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. But you know, like, he's been here 2 days now and he's spent £42.17. I suppose that isn't so bad, really. I mean, imagine if he spent like over 100 each day. He'd be broke by the time he gets back to wherever country he originates. I suppose in this case, since his protagonist is us, in this case me, it's like, I want to get back to Wales, I'm gonna have no bloody money left. I have like 5p, that's all. Just like go to check my accounts and be like, how much do I have? Oh, only 5p. That's it, I read that.
The bank? I'm sorry, but all the banks are closed at this hour.
Ginkgo, that's bank in Japanese. Well, kind of obvious in the context, isn't it? Really? Even the ATMs?
Most ATMs in Japan close at night too. It may be a crime prevention measure.
Oh yeah, I remember. It's gotta be convenient, isn't it? So nanda.
But the ATMs here in Konbini are open 24 hours, so you might be able to make a credit card withdrawal there.
No, like, they have that in shops in general, really. Well, not all shops, but some shops have, you know, those. Really?
Yes, by the way, do you have any traveler's checks?
Oh, yeah, I don't have them with me, but why?
Banks are about the only place you can cash in your traveler's checks, but they will close at 3 p.m.
I can't remember, is it the same in the West as well? Makes me think of Dave Allen, late great Irish comedian, where he's like, I think like you can like see the clip of it on YouTube, like titled Dave Allen on banks or something like that, and he goes on about banks, just like how they close like in the afternoon or something like that. It's just like, I can't remember how he worded it, but he just like essentially points out how freaking stupid it is that the banks are open when everyone's working and closed when everyone gets home from work. Just like, what the fuck is even the point? He just like points out, he's like, and you'll see like there's people at the back doing absolutely nothing because everyone's in work and all that shit. Just like ridiculous. And like, it's just like, I can't remember. He just like said something about it, just like, by the time you, oh yeah, I remember one of these. Just like about like most of them will just bugger off and just like have their lunch and all that, and just like have one person there. And like the way you word this, like there's always that one person, and they're pretty much banking for the third world in cash. Essentially, it's like lines of foreigners like with only limited understanding of English, as he put it, as in just like you're stuck in a long line, and every like loads of people that don't even speak English all that well trying to get this through with this one person. I mean, that just sounds like an absolute nightmare. You really would with that kind of scenario. By the time you actually get it, it's like, oh, we're closed now. Fuck you!
So if you want to do it, make sure you do it early.
Ah, I see. Thanks, that should be okay. Anyway, do you think we can stop by the konbini?
Of course, is that okay, Aki-chan? Sure.
Thank goodness I was able to get some cash from the konbini ATM. They have vending machines everywhere, but 24-hour ATMs are only in convenience stores. And there are a lot fewer places that take credit cards than I expected. Especially in small restaurants, there are a lot of places you can't use them. Well, duh. Japan really is a mysterious country. Well, it's the same in the West, you know, not every place you go to accepts credit cards. Go, go, Nippon, my first trip to Japan, day 3. It's just like completely unrelated, actually. But achievement unlocked, day 3! Like, any of my American viewers, can you confirm this? It's a random thing I heard from my brother a while back, because he went to Florida, and apparently he said, like, when he like bought something from the shop, he'd be like, oh, that's cheap, or something like that, like buy something, and then when he goes to till, it's just like, okay, that's, you pay for that, but you also pay the tax as well. It's like, is that actually how it is? Is it like, well, here's the price tag, but we're not going to include the tax, you'll have to find that when you get to the counter. Is that happening in the US? Because that sounds like the stupidest thing ever. Surely you should add the tax onto the price itself. If it's got price tag, add the tax on. Don't freaking just like, I mean, you're in the UK, I don't think we do that. Tax is accounted for in the price itself. I mean, that just makes it, like, imagine that, it's like, oh, I can afford that just about. Go to a till. No, actually, you gotta add the tax into that. It's like, why didn't you put it on the goddamn tag? I know, just randomly for that. Oh, hi! What the fuck? Makes me think of a squid for some reason. What is that? I know, maybe it is a levitating squid. Ah, that was random. Anyways, I'm gonna start the recording there. And if any viewers have chosen location, we'll go to whatever location. Otherwise, I'll have the awkward honor, I guess, of picking the final location before we move on to specific plot areas, essentially. Because you get 3 choices, and then it's like the rest of it's like plots and stuff. Whatever. Anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.